is a day you cease to live. The thirst for knowledge and the mind's ravenous appetite for constant growth and evolution help sustain a meaningful existence. Professional Development Program provides such platform where we learn, enrich, and grow in a way that defines our existence. It's the secret to separating ourselves from the pack, the bridge that carries us forward the goals we have yet to reach. Esteemed dignitaries, Principal Ms. Asna Nafis, Vice Principals Ms. Soma Bhattacharjee and Ms. Mary Cruz, Headmistress Ms. Sini Menon, coordinators, teachers from Noble International School, and my fellow colleagues, a pleasant good morning to you all. On behalf of DPS-Modern Indian School, I take this opportunity to welcome one and all to this webinar on Impact of Technology in Enhancing Teaching Learning Skills under Professional Development Program in collaboration with Hubs of Learning formulated by CBSE. I extend my warm welcome to our panel members from Noble International School and DPS-Modern Indian School. Before we proceed to seek the choicest blessings from the Almighty, I request all the viewers to kindly mute themselves and put their cameras off. May I now invite Anwar sir to recite the prayer. Over to you, sir. Anwar sir, over to you, please. Anwar sir, are you there? Sir, you are muted. Please unmute yourself. Anwar sir, please unmute yourself first.
I did not. السلام عليكم. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. آمين. صدق الله العظيم.
Thank you, sir. Having been blessed by the Lord, may I now invite our Vice Principal, Soma ma'am, to grace us with her inspiring words. Over to you, ma'am. Ma'am, you're muted.
Thank you, Deepika. Good morning, teachers and fellow teachers from the other school. I welcome you all to this collaborating learning platform. CBSE has taken a great initiative to bring us together in small hubs so that very active, collaborative and effective learning happens between the teachers and maybe later when we arrange, children also can come together and exchange their ideas, their thoughts, and their learning. So this is a very great initiative taken by CBSE. And the topic that we have taken this time is the technology. How does it helps us in teaching learning process? And now at this point, at this juncture, we all know that how it is helping us. Teaching has not stopped. Teaching learning has not stopped, even though COVID-19 has given a halt, a pause to almost all the other activities. But teaching learning continued. Schools have taken the virtual platform, and how children get the facilities, to exchange, to have collaborative skills, discussion, and also they are able to do a lot of research work through this, modern technology. So this has been a blessing to us, and definitely we are learning to use the optimum, which we were maybe not doing it at all, because we were able to go to school, we were able to get students amongst us. So now things have, taken a just opposite turn. So I wish, we utilize when we meet again in September, because already the circular has come from MOE that schools will be open on in the September month. So when we meet, we will use this technology to the fullest, and support our teaching learning skills and systems in the best way possible. So I wish today's panel and panelists and the teachers here all the best. Let this discussion be the most fruitful discussion from where we take back a lot of learnings, and let it be a discussion where we feel that yes, today's sitting, spending 1.5 hour was really worth it. Thank you, teachers.
Thank you, ma'am. Your words have always been inspiring us. May I now request our Vice Principal Mary Cruz, ma'am, to grace us with her motivational words. Over to you, ma'am.
Good morning, teachers. It's a wonderful Saturday morning, but to have a panel discussion on a Saturday morning when teachers would like to relax is something not welcomed. But let's put our head and heart and soul together to discuss something regarding the technology to enhance teaching learning. This platform right now, what we are using is the gift of technology. Technology has united us from the various parts of the world in one platform, and thus we should appreciate and make use of this technology in enhancing our learning and teaching skills. We all know that technology development like cameras, projectors, PowerPoint presentation, and various tools that we use in teaching our students has made learning very, very, very interesting. Students love visual aids. They learn a lot and take a lot when visual aids are being used. So this is one platform where the teachers are going to discuss about how technology can impact learning. I wish all the panelists the very best, and even if we are ready to take one point from this discussion, I appreciate that, because sometimes we just brush over all these webinars thinking it's such a nuisance now with this lockdown. Every now and then we have webinars and meetings and online meetings, but let me tell you that in this discussion, wherein we are going to have a nearly 1 hour's discussion, teachers have put in a lot of hours of work behind the scenes for this. So let's make use of this. And the hubs of learning instituted by the CBSE is to promote collaborative teaching and learning. So teachers can take valuable points from each other so that teaching becomes more effective and impact the learning of our students. May God bless all of us, and I wish the very best to all the panelists. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Undoubtedly, your leadership has been an impetus making us come out of our comfort zone to chisel and groom ourselves to deliver our best. You cannot dream yourself into a character. You must hammer and forge yourself one, said Henry David T. In accordance to these words, let us begin this webinar. May I now introduce to all the moderator of this event, Mr. Dipin Joseph. Mr. Dipin Joseph is a postgraduate in English literature with B.Ed. Being very passionate in his profession, he started his teaching career in 2013. He worked as an assistant lecturer of English in Christu Jyoti College of Management and Technology and a mentor for the graduate students of business administration. He started teaching in DPS-Modern Indian School, Doha-Qatar from the year 2015 and is currently working as an English teacher for the senior secondary students and a house warden of activities. He was a panelist in the Inter-School Teachers Discussion Forum conducted in Shantiniketan Indian School, Doha, Qatar in the year 2018. He conducted workshops and training programs for many students and teachers of different institutes. He believes that teaching is not just a profession, but a vocation to be done with one's whole heart. So, without further delay, may I now invite Mr. Dipin Joseph, the moderator, to take charge. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Deepika. Once again, I would like to welcome all the panelists, esteemed guests, and all the attendees to this panel discussion on impact of technology in enhancing teaching learning skills, hosted by DPS-Modern Indian School, Doha, Qatar. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to inform you that you can ask your doubts through the chat box based on the topic that we discussed today, and your doubts will be answered by the panelists. I would also like to remind you to keep your mics mute and videos off. We have 4 distinguished panelists for today's discussion: Ms. Mini Devadas Gopan, Mr. Vijayanand Manjeri, Ms. Nadia Khan, and Mr. Siddharth Shrestha. A hearty welcome to all the 4 panelists once again. Technology is an inevitable part of the world of which we live. We have become a technological society and in many ways are dependent on its use. How far the use of technology in teaching and learning is essential if we are to make a lasting impact on how students learn? Let us discuss. With that I said, I would like to introduce to you our first speaker of this panel, Ms. Mini Devdas Gopan. An educator by passion, Ms. Mini Devdas Gopan is a postgraduate in botany with a bachelor's degree in education from a premier institute in India with a teaching experience of more than 15 years. She's a university gold medal recipient during her MSc and was awarded with the NCERT Merit Scholarship during the 4-year BSc Ed course that she pursued. Trained in classical dance forms, Carnatic music, and keyboard, Ms. Mini has represented her academic institutions as a student in district and state level competitions and has won accolades. Ms. Mini has been entrusted with extra responsibilities beyond the extent of classroom teaching. She is always grateful to the institutions where she served as a teacher for the immense trust laid upon her that it granted her with opportunities as coordinator for external activities, student advisor, class representative, house warden, quiz maven, to name a few. Currently, she is entrusted with the additional responsibility as the interim in charge of general science at DPS-MIS. Being a very encouraging, supportive, and inspiring teacher, Ms. Mini has always had a good repute amongst her students and colleagues. It's my pleasure to invite Ms. Mini Devdas Gopan to share her thoughts with us on technology in classroom teaching and learning. Over to you, Mini ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Dipin. Good morning, everyone. I believe I am loud and clear.
Yes, ma'am, you are.
Yeah, thank you. All of you would agree to the fact that technology has made the world a smaller place. Who would know that better than us teachers? It has the power to transform how people learn. Every teacher of the present day would support the fact that technology is a tool. If used wisely, it would revolutionize classroom teaching and learning, thereby making it more efficient and effective. Today, I will take you through the topic technology in classroom. How can we implement it in teaching learning in live classroom? By answering three major questions. And these questions are as follows. Why do teachers make use of technology in their classrooms to enhance teaching and learning? How can IT be integrated into classroom teaching and learning? And how do these tools enhance teaching and learning in a classroom? Now, whenever we try to incorporate teaching learning tools in our classroom as a strategy of teaching, every teacher would have in our mind a set of objectives according to the content that we are going to teach. And these objectives are the ones that we should be very well aware of whenever we adopt a suitable IT tool. What are these objectives? Teachers generally use IT tools in order to present the contents in a more interesting way, to provide students with meaningful experiences, to make the best use of time, to engage the students in a better manner so that they develop critical thinking skills and problem-solving abilities, to encourage project-based learning, to improve classroom dynamics. It provides individualized instruction in order to direct students towards cooperative and collaborative learning, in order to help our students to overcome learning problems and to develop students' confidence. And not to forget, to augment technological skills. These are some of the objectives why we use technology related tools in our classroom teaching and learning. How can IT be integrated into classrooms? The incorporation of IT in classroom teaching and learning can take several dimensions, which are again dependent on the factors. Some of these factors we can discuss now because there are numerous factors, and the most relevant 4 factors I have chosen, and let us look into these factors. So certain factors that decide the integration of IT into classroom teaching and learning are the variety and the quality of the available IT tools. There are numerous IT tools, and some of the popular ones used by teachers all over the world. Let me just show it to you. Computers with digital simulations and models, digital projectors, tablets and educational apps, pocket camcorders, probeware, live scribe smart pen, document camera. So these are all the widely used IT tools. Now, what has to be kept in mind by a teacher is the variety and the quality of the available IT tools. Do we use the appropriate, updated, quality IT tools to teach our teaching content, to teach our lessons? Do we have a variety of IT tools to teach a particular topic? Now, if the answer to these questions at this moment arises in your mind as yes, then you are doing a very good job. So this being one of the factors that decides whether we have to integrate, how to integrate IT into our teaching and learning. The other factors are more related to the teachers. And that being the readiness of the teachers to adopt it in classroom teaching. The IT tools may be readily available to us, but do we have that willingness to use it in our classroom? If you have the willingness, then comes the next factors, that is the expertise necessary to implement the teaching content. If you don't know how to use a particular IT tool that is available to you, whether you have a willing mind or not, you don't have the expertise, then how do you use it successfully in your classroom? So expertise is very much necessary, and to build up on this expertise, what can be done is attend professional development programs related to this, which generally is offered by the government, who is responsible for that particular educational organization, or by the semi-government or the management of the school, because it incurs generally money into it. So when a teacher does it on his or her own, it would be too much on her. So it is the responsibility of the management or the semi-government or the government in charge of that particular institution to allow the teacher attend PD workshop which are guided by experts and not amateurs. And this is very necessary in order to update ourselves in the use of technology. How do these IT tools enhance teaching and learning in our classrooms? To explain this point, I would take the examples of IT tools. Digital simulations and model is one of the very effective IT tools available to us. Now, how can we make use of this IT tool, and why should we do it? These are very good in order to explain abstract concept, to make the abstract concept very clear in our students' mind. Digital simulations and model will play a great role. It is a form of experiential learning. So these work best for teachers in order to guide inquiry-based learning. For example, as a biology teacher, I can teach a topic referred to as the structure of the heart, which comes in grade 7 as well as in grade 10. I can do it as an oral explanation with a visual aid, which is nothing but a diagram of it, which I can sketch on the board for my children. But how much of this particular topic will be imprinted in the minds of my student is really a question mark. However good a teaching I do, however good a facility of discussion related to it I provide in the class. Instead, if I use a digital simulation or a digital model, it would give the students a real idea how blood comes into the heart, how it moves from one chamber of the heart to the other chamber, and how this pumping of the heart is happening and the blood is flowing to different regions of our body. And that would be perfectly wonderful. A very strong imprint of the concept would be there in the children's mind. Just like that, another effective educational tool is play lesson games. Numerous interactive lesson games are freely available. If you feel that whatever is available is not suitable for your class, you can develop one on your own. Of course, you need to research and find out how effectively you can use it. Jeopardy, bingo, hangman, these are all very, very effective interactive games that will enable you to teach a wide variety of subjects like math. For English you can use bingo as well as hangman, and if you feel it is not relevant, why not explore into developing one of your own. Listen to podcasts. The teacher should give the students a platform to listen to podcasts, and numerous podcasts are already available. I hope you are aware that podcasts are nothing but spoken word digital audio files. Numerous podcasts, especially related to science, are available free. It's a free resource. What requires is time from your end to select the suitable podcast for your class, make them listen and work on it. Show educational and interactive videos. This is one of the tool that we effectively employ in most of the lessons that we teach. Students learn better if they are excited about the platform from which they are learning, and they get engaged better. We know that. So to add on, certain subject videos are very interactive, that it enables pausing in between to ask questions. And many a times, it also permits the students' responses to be recorded. For these reasons, these interactive educational video is definitely an effective IT tool. Then comes the virtual trips. Allow the children or take the children on virtual field trips. For example, in order to teach geography or science, you want to teach a particular topic. Let's take, you want to teach about the different plants in the environment, or you want to take your children on a walk in Qatar. How can we do it? Almost throughout the year, it is too hot, and the teacher is helpless because she will never ever get the permission to do it until and unless the climate is favorable. So in such a scenario, what is the easiest one and what is the most effective one? It is nothing but the virtual tour throughout Qatar, a nature walk. Yes, and then comes use of tablet apps and smartphones. Here, the students use their own devices where numerous relevant educational apps can be downloaded. When a teacher sets up a virtual classroom and a class account in his tab, this teacher will be able to view the students' activities on that particular app. Now, the problem or the concern that comes here is the teacher will have a fear in her mind that how do I manage my students from getting deviated? For this, what we can do is set very strong, firm ground rules. And a knowledge of that would definitely prevent the majority of students from misusing the devices. And lastly, the use of classroom management apps. IT tools are very effective in managing our classes. Well, suppose there are certain apps which can detect the noise level in the class. So those apps, once the noise level in your class is extremely high or beyond a certain range, it will alert the students. So students, at many a times, they don't want to listen to our voices, which is maybe because of the tone of it or because of the pitch of it, whereas they prefer to hear the app's voice. You are too loud, like in a what very mechanical way it says. Maybe they will enjoy it better than your voice. So definitely use an IT tool in the classroom, which is nothing but the classroom management apps. Now, so let us effectively integrate technology into the teaching learning process in our classroom in order to mold a generation that would make use of technology wisely rather than being one used by it. And let us always remember that technology, it's a buzzword. So let us not use it just because it is a buzzword or it is a trend. Let us use it because connecting our kids with the world will prepare them for a better future. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. What you have said is absolutely right. Technology has the power to transform how people learn, and it makes the teaching learning process more efficient and effective. And you also have explained well the scope of technology to make the teaching learning process meaningful and how it improves classroom dynamics. Thank you, Mini ma'am, for your remarkable presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, let me remind you that you can drop your doubts in the chat box based on the presentations that our panelists do, and your queries will be answered by the panelists. Allow me now to introduce to you our next eminent panelist, Mr. Vijayanand Mancheri. Mr. Vijayanand Mancheri started off his teaching career obtaining a trained teacher certificate in 2006 from one of the prestigious teaching institutions in Kerala. Following the inert urge to get educated, He achieved his bachelor's and master's degree in English literature in 2009 and 2012 respectively, and bachelor's degree in education from MG University. Later, in 2016, he achieved his master's degree in education too. After building a successful 12-year career in Kerala as a self-directed, action-oriented professional in teaching, he joined the Noble International School, Doha-Qatar in 2018. He is such a warm and caring teacher, committed to professional ethics, who is trying hard to be the best educator to mold the young aspirants into better citizens. With great honor, let me invite Mr. Vijayanand Manchuri to share his valuable thoughts with us on parent involvement and skill acquisition. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Dibin Joseph. The most respected moderator of the day, Mr. Dibin Joseph, the distinguished delegates of the day, the panel members, and my dear colleagues. A warm good morning to one and all present here. I'm here today to talk about parent involvement and skill acquisition, representing Noble International School. So let me talk about the impact of technology first. When I talk about the education technology, it's a combined use of hardware and software and educational theory and practice to facilitate learning. It manages technological processes and educational resources to help improve user academic performance. Technology provides numerous tools that teachers can use in and out the classrooms to enhance student learning. Right from romance to business, technology has shown its presence everywhere, even in education process, by improving the quality and quantity of education. And you know that internet dominates many aspects of our life. For better or worse, we live in a technology-driven world today. And during this unprecedented situation, we know that how we are dealing with the children, with the technology. Once we were dealing with physical classrooms, and it has changed into virtual platforms now. And we know the limitations, and we know the drawbacks, the pros and cons. And the world has shrunk to its minimum by a single tap. And you can understand right from cooking and entertainment, different kinds of provisions and information, up-to-date happenings around the world makes technology an invaluable tool to many. And there are many great features that internet offers every day to human beings that we live on the world. So when we talk about that, there are mainly two features. One is greater accessibility and increased flexibility. These 2 points popularize technology to its maximum.
Vijayanand, sir, sorry to interrupt. Can you please increase the volume, sir, a little bit?
Okay, sir. Just a minute.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Am I audible now, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, you are. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. And technology-assisted teaching and learning process is an invaluable part of imparting and enhancing education. And let's have a look at how parental involvement helps the children to attain skills. So parent involvement is a combination of commitment and active participation on the part of the parent to the school and student. And parent involvement in any form produces measurable gains in student achievement, but it becomes lesser when the children grows older. Lack of understanding and shortage of time are the main reasons of declining the parent involvement in the present era. And parent involvement doesn't mean that inquiring the child's performance every day on the school, from the school on the daily basis. It's a healthy relationship so as to encourage, lead, and inspire them to achieve the life goals. Parental involvement is a significant element definitely it's a significant element that leads the children to encourage with the learning process. It will definitely help them to impart education or to go through the education process very well. And listening to the children on a daily activity basis is one of the key factor of the parent involvement when they deal with the children. It leads both of them into healthy relationship, so as to encourage, so as to lead and inspire, so as to achieve the life goals. And it can be achieved from through home-based parental environment, like uh, helping them to complete their homework, daily school-based activities, which includes attending parents' meet and education workshops. If parents could involve in sports activities, they would improve achievements and serve as motivation. Parents can also involved in follow-upping their work in children's subject teachers in order to identify the area where the children are facing challenges. So that definitely they can build and strengthen good relationship. And the teacher will be more committed towards the children too. Just a minute, sir. Yes. Am I audible now, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, you are.
Okay. Yeah, okay. And next I'm talking about the benefits of parental involvement. So when I talk about the benefits of parental involvement, parents will become more vigilant and committed when the education system requires their involvement in school activities. And definitely, parent-teacher relationship make tremendous impact on children's education. If they are more vigilant and committed when the education system requires their involvement in school activities, there will be strong collaboration. And the parents with the school authority will develop a bondage between parents and school authority. Definitely, this will help the learner to become more focused with the learning content. The children will learn to be punctual and responsible towards the activities. The children will learn to be punctual and responsible if there is a strong collaboration, if there is a strong bondage between parents and the school authorities. And the continuous inquiry about the progress and academic grade all the time will help the children or the parents to go through the education process well. And if the parental relationship is strong, we could sense improved self-esteem and high rate of school attendance, positive social behavior, and optimistic attitude. This will definitely help the parent and the school authorities to cope up with the needs of children. And the next point is challenges of parental involvement in learning. And these are the main problems that we face nowadays in our present era. We know that there are different situations and all are coming from different backgrounds. Low income that one receives per month, which leads them to work more for the company and not to spend enough time with the children. This is one of the major problems that we are facing in our present era. Low income. And one of the major challenges that hampers effective parental environment is bridging up the connection between the school and the parents. And you know that there are differences in the situation that we are living with. Here we know that the relationship with the parents to the school is very low. We know that there are certain reasons for that, because most of the parents are engaged with their work, while at back home, the parents will be ready for doing any kinds of actions, any kind of activities that the school form for the development of the children. But here, we face failure in bridging connection with the activities for the parents. And one of the other reasons is medium of instruction. When the language is not acceptable, or they can't reach into the topic that we are talking about, they'll be definitely feeling uncomfortable, or they will be unable to communicate with the school as the medium of instruction is English. This too results in staying away from the school where the children study. And what all strategies can be done for encouraging parental involvement? And there are varied strategies that the schools can use to get the parents involved in their children's learning. This could be done by maintaining good relationship with the society or community and encouraging parent participation by publicizing through announcement or flyers and media assisted communication. The strategy can work well in situations where the school wants to eliminate discrimination by choosing individuals based on their status. And the school should be ready to avoid favoritism. Reaching families whose home language is not English by sending them information, circulars, and progress report in their own language in order to break the language barrier is very important. To make the communication easier, video conference and media assisted communication can be done effectively by keeping a group of teachers who can communicate well in at least the language that the parents speak at home. And how these skills can be acquired through technology mediated pedagogies. And technology mediated instruction strategies have been found to be effective in skill acquisition of reading, writing, communication, collaboration, and negotiation. Technological devices such as wireless laptops, electronic decision boards, handheld computing, video devices, computer-assisted problem-solving systems, electronic video games, and web-based mediated instructional systems too have been found to augment learning. For imparting the right sustainability education, focus needs to be on skill acquisition. Only teachers competent in digital literacy and technology mediated pedagogies can transfer these above mentioned skills to the students they teach. To provide new opportunities to the children is a collaborative effort needed from both the parents and teachers throughout their education process. And you know that new technologies offer less time to gather information and more time on reflection. Activity-based instruction strategies in turn enables transfer of skills to learners while using these activities. Technology-mediated pedagogies help the children to acquire skills on data collection, information processing, problem solving, collaboration. Parents can provide them various activities at home to make them encouraged and engaged with the technology-mediated tasks so that acquisition level will be increased as much as possible. I'm reaching to the conclusion of the point, and parent involvement is highly significant in the lives of children, because ongoing research shows that family engagement in schools improves student achievement, reduces absenteeism, and restores parents' confidence in their children's education. And according to Garcia and Thornton, students with involved parents or other caregivers earn higher grades and test scores, and they have better social skills and show improved behavior. Educational technology is an effective tool that helps the parent, that helps the teacher to cope up with the needs of children. And why can't we, how can we stay away from this educational technology then? Because it helps the child to go through their education process well, or to get the grades well, assignments, events, and all the activities highly connected with the technological devices or technological world. And the correct use of technology and resource nevertheless does have the potential to change education. By working with the parents more, the school will have a better idea of what parents can do and cannot do. And one of the best things that the school can do is let the parents handle parenting responsibilities and the school handle the educational responsibilities. Over and above all, improvement in students' achievement is the key objective. Thank you all. Thank you for listening to my talk.
Thank you, Vijayanand sir. You're completely right. The strong collaboration of parents with school authorities can lead to increased improvement in both physical and academic performance of the children. The strategies that you have explained for encouraging this parental involvement is 100% appreciable. And as you said, technology-mediated pedagogies help the children to acquire skills for a successful life in this competitive world.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. With great honor, let me introduce our next esteemed panelist, Ms. Nadia Khan. Ms. Nadia Khan is from the historic city of Meerut in North India. She pursued her education from Aligarh Muslim University. She took up her stream as an educator in 2010 and was designated as TGT Social Science in her alma mater till 2015. Furthermore, her journey as a teacher continued with DPS-Modern Indian School, Doha-Qatar. She has worked in collaboration with the British Council India for International School Award in 2013. After attending a training program at Qatar Foundation, she has been certified as an adjudicator for Qatar Debate, following which she has mentored several students to pursue their interests as debaters in DPS-MIS from 2015 to 2018. Under her able guidance as a team leader, her team of students bagged second prize in Science India Forum Qatar in 2018. And in the current year, the team has again qualified for the finals. Her journey continues with the realization that a teacher has a great responsibility of creating sensible citizens of the country and the world for the future. Let me welcome Ms. Nadia Khan to enlighten us on curriculum planning. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. It's my privilege that I have got this opportunity to express my views on the topic curriculum planning. As we all know, that COVID-19 has resulted in schools shut across the world, and suddenly education has changed dramatically with distinctive rise of e-learning, whereby teaching is undertaken remotely on a digital platform. Here, I would like to share a very famous quote by Charles Darwin. It is not the strongest of the species that survives, nor the most intelligent. It is the one that is most adaptable to change. And here, I'm proud to say that I am part of that fraternity, those who are adaptable to changes. Now, this picture clearly depicts that how we all have adapted towards the technology, and it is clearly said that teachers are known for their flexibility. So let's begin with. Let's see the meaning of the curriculum first. It means the process concerned with making decisions whereby a teacher decide what her students will learn, why they will learn, and how she'll organize the teaching learning process with the available resources. Now, curriculum planning is a very vast and a detailed concept. So for today's requirement, I have divided into three levels. At a general level, it is the responsibility of the institution that whether they select ICSE board, CBSE board, or the IB curriculum. Then at the school level, it completely depends upon the school that what subject they would like to offer to their students. And then finally, at the classroom level, it depends completely upon the class subject teacher that how she'll organize her lesson plan. And I'll be elaborating further on this. So now the question arises that why it is required. To answer this, I have the following points. We have to be very careful before filling up the children memory bank. A teacher should shift away from the rote method so that she can plan her teaching process in a very effective and efficient way. A student should not get traumatized by the excessive burden of the information. As we know in the chapter, sometimes there are excess informations are given. And we should not forget that while nurturing these young minds, they should not get confused with the content of the chapter and the real world. So let's begin with the aims and objectives of a plan. To adapt and innovate method to achieve academic excellence in conformity with psychological, pedagogical, and social principles. And objectives can be, it should be feasible for the teachers and learners to accomplish. It should be measurable on cumulative basis at different stages of the learner's educational career. Moving on, an effective curriculum should have four components. Number one, planning, articulating and developing, implementing, evaluating. So let's begin with planning. In planning, we can say a group of teachers who represent the various grade levels, they can decide upon a subject that same content should not be repeated at the different grade levels. Then they should ensure all these issues, that our lesson plan should meet the requirements of the students, and we should use the technology in a best possible way, and in a lesson plan the method and the purpose of assessment should be fulfilled. Then second component is articulating and developing. It should provide a unifying framework that justifies and gives direction to discipline-based instruction. And while planning, we should keep the following points in our mind. Number one, aims and objectives, as discussed in the previous slide. Secondly, difficult content areas should be prepared carefully to cater needs of all students. You can see in the picture that we have several learners. There are some who have really a short attention span, some are confused, and some are lost if the message is not reached properly. So while teaching the difficult content, we should plan in such a way that it can be understood by high achievers, low achievers, as well as the mediocres. Next is connectors. A plan should be in a step-by-step process, starting with checking the previous knowledge of the student, then starting the fresh content, and it should end with a recap. Then resources. Resources should be used in a very efficient way. We should not use the multiple resources at the same time. And finally, learning strategies, or I can say the learning psychologies given by the various scientists, like Thorndike gave trial and error method, and learning by doing was well explained by John Davy. And while planning, we should keep in mind the different learning styles of the students. Moving on. Now, implementing is a very important process that we should be very careful that the planned things should fall in places. So we should identify the resource material to assist with the program implementation. Now, at the present scenario, we have numerous platforms. We are open to so many applications, but always remember that grass is not always green on the other side. Though technology has played a very important role in teaching and learning process, but we should remember it has pros and cons too. For example, it makes education accessible to all. It brings flexibility for the teacher to plan her lessons. It enhances the technical skills of the teacher, and it gives liberty of time and space. On the other hand, it has disadvantages too. Sometimes it can bring an isolation to a student. Then there is a lack of control for the teacher. Then there is a lack of communication. We are not able to satisfy the emotional needs of the students. And finally, there can be technical issues. So for a dynamic teacher, she should be ready with the plan B. Next, how I will know that my students know and are able to do what is expected of them. For that, we should have a very good plan for evaluating them. The assessment measures not only the students' progress, but also the effectiveness of the aims and objectives of the curriculum in meeting students' needs. And it also satisfies the teacher that she has achieved her goals. So while evaluating, we should have different kind of activities for the students. For example, they can do multiple choice questions. Then we can test their knowledge by illustrations, by asking them to make graphs, making models, debate, peer participation, oral questioning, and etc. Before that, and while doing this assessment, we should be very clear that rubrics should be planned in a very effective manner. A student should be informed about on what basis they will be judged. For example, for poster making, they should be well informed that they will be judged on content, mechanics, neatness, presentation. And similarly for the PowerPoint presentation, that should be well informed that they will be judged on planning, organization, content, multimedia design, appearance, etc. And at the end, they should be reinforced. Teachers should reinforce the student to boost up their confidence. In the end, I would like to conclude by saying technology has transformed the classroom into an interactive learning environment and has enabled the teacher to maximize the use of multiple virtual assignments based on the student level of understanding. And by careful planning, educators have settled themselves and their student up for long-term success. Thank you everyone for your valuable time. Over to the moderator.
Thank you very much, ma'am. You have made us understand how important the planning of a curriculum is and how it goes from general level to the school level and from there to the classroom level. And you have made the point very clear how technology helps us to enrich the curriculum so that it goes beyond the textbooks. Thank you, Nadia ma'am, for your significant presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, with great pleasure, let me now introduce to you our last speaker of this panel discussion, Mr. Siddharth Shrestha. Mr. Siddharth Shrestha is currently working as a chemistry teacher in DPS-MIS. Prior to this opportunity, he worked as a visiting professor in CMR University, Bangalore. He has a bachelor's degree and a master's degree in chemistry from St. Joseph's College, Bangalore. During his master's degree in St. Joseph's, he was shortlisted as the best outgoing student. He worked as a researcher in Bangalore University and also did a part of his research work at IISc Bangalore. He has been part of national and international science conference for presenting his paper, Novel Polymer-Based Sensor for L-Tyrosine. He was adjudged Best Poster Presenter in IIT BHU and second Best Oral Presenter in Gandhigram University, Dindigul. He was selected as Special Chemistry Trainer for IJSO for Team Qatar, wherein Team Qatar won first place out of 75 participating nations. And he is currently entrusted with the responsibility as interim MUN coordinator. He is very passionate about teaching as he loves to reach out to young minds and help them understand chemistry better. I would like to welcome Mr. Siddharth Shrestha to share his ideas on technology-based career counseling. Over to you, sir. Sir, please unmute yourself, sir.
Yes. Thank you very much, Devin, sir, for your kind words. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir, you are.
All right. Good morning to one and all present here. It is my great privilege for me to present my topic, Role of Technology in Career Counseling. Now, first and foremost, this technology gains more prominence, especially during the crisis time like the one we are facing at present. What is career counseling? Career counseling is a form of education that students receive to understand oneself and the world of work. It facilitates freshers to make decisions regarding education, career, and life, which I believe is not a simple process. It involves managing information about themselves and balancing the work world. Now, according to research, it is said that millions of youth enter into the workforce each year. Unfortunately, it is seen that 70 to 80% of them, of their career, is somehow influenced by unfulfilled aspiration of their parents' wish. Now, I would want most of the parents listening here to be very, very careful about this point. Studies reveal that this can have adverse effect on youth's self-confidence, academic achievement, and career maturity. Therefore, what is the solution for this? The solution is we can always make use of the ever-growing technology to help youth who are very, very intelligent, who are very, very smart, to select a career which is suitable to them. Because it is their life, and I believe they have all the right to choose the career of their own. So today I'm here to advocate upon that students should select career on their own. They should not select it randomly. They can select it always with the help of a tool which is known as technology, which is ever growing thanks to scientific development. Okay, now I would want all of you to kindly focus on picture number 1. It's a very interesting animation. Now herein you will see that there are different unique creations of God with special abilities of their own, who are undergoing a selection process based on a common test. Now if you ask me, is this test equal? All of them are undergoing the same common test. I will raise my hand, I will say yes, the test is equal. But if you ask me, does the test do justice? Then unfortunately, sadly, I'll say a big no, because all creations are special with unique ability of their own, and it is very unfair to judge them by virtue of a simple common test. Now exactly in the same way, all youths are special. They have unique abilities of their own. Therefore, judging them on the basis of common qualifying test would be a crime. Instead, what should we do? We should help them. We should offer them proper career counseling and give them the space to choose career of their own, so that they justify the job they take in hand. Otherwise, we will always have Sachin Tendulkar landing up in lawn tennis court, or we may have Sania Mirza trying to become the captain of women's Indian cricket team, which would be a total mismatch. So it's a humble request to all the parents. I hope at least this much you can take from the introduction. Please give the space to students, to the young minds, to grow, because I think we only grow when there is ample amount of space around us. Now moving on to steps of career counseling. So basically there are 4 important steps in career counseling. First, the students should be made aware of different careers that is available in various streams. Next, the students should be made aware of themselves, wherein using psychometric career assessment, students can be made aware about their abilities, personality, and interest. Once these 2 things are done, then I think the student is ready to sit with a career counselor, which will help the students to find the right career on the basis of their ability, personality, and interest. Once these 3 steps are done, I think finally the students are ready to plan, sit back, and get ready for college admission on the basis of career they want to pursue. Now, there are various ways by which knowledge on career can be obtained, such as it can be obtained from technology, about which I'm going to speak more about. It can be obtained from guidebooks, conferences, group discussions, field trips. However, out of all these techniques, I believe technology stands out, because technology has a lot of advantage. Now I'm going to speak about the advantages which career counseling using technology possess. First advantage is it is inexpensive and cost effective. Second advantage is it is user friendly, as it is very simple to use. Apart from that, it is not limited to space and time. All you need is internet connection and mobile phone, which I'm sure all of us have, and especially with geo revolution in our country, there should be no problem with it. Now you can always listen to career counselors online, even when you are stuck in traffic jams, like the jams in Mumbai, Bangalore. Apart from that, the contents that are published online are very accurate, as it is validated by expert. However, if there is any error, there is a comment section wherein the errors can be highlighted, which will promote editing and thereby removing the error, which will enhance the accuracy. Apart from that, technology-based counseling can reach out to wider community. It is more practical in nature, as it offers reviews, and information of salary packages from the experienced employees. So these are some of the merits of technology-based counseling. There are various mediums by which technology-based counseling can be brought about, namely telephone, email, electronic letter, social network, radio chat, television. Now, next, I would like to speak about some real examples of technology-based career counseling, which can be used by our listeners, which can be noted by our listeners for further help. Now, there are a lot of information on career available online. However, I have considered a few which are very popular and which are most browsed. So basically, I have categorized them in three categories. First category being online website such as futurefocusindia.com. Then I will speak about career counselors on national TV. And finally, I will speak about online platforms that is available to us, such as Utopedia in YouTube. So first, I would like to speak about the online websites. So basically, I have taken only two online websites. There are many more. Due to time constraint, I have considered only two. The first one I will be talking about is futurefocusindia.com. It is a great medium for students to take up an aptitude test. In this website, basically, there is a portal wherein you need to fill in personal details and take up an aptitude test. So based on the performance and result of aptitude test, this site will suggest career that is best suited for an individual. The next site that I'm going to talk about is Admission Guru. It is one of the best consultancies. They take online tests of aptitude, interest, and personality. So basically, they will be taking tests based on three categories: aptitude, interest, and personality. Apart from that, the striking feature about Admission Guru is that they offer real life interview experience, helping the youths to discover the real potential in them and choose the right college and career for themselves. The best thing about these two sites is that being an Indian, it is free of cost. So I feel apart from everything, the best thing about these sites is that it is free of cost. Okay. Next, I will be talking about career counselors on national TV. Students can have direct access to career counselors on national TV. I'll just name one example. You can listen to Mr. Ritesh Jain, who is a very famous career counselor with vast experience in education industry. He has an excellent track record of producing excellent students for IIMs. He gives efficient solutions on career counseling and is a very good motivator. He motivates students for future solution. Now, where can you find him? He appears frequently on multiple national news channels such as IBN7, Aaj Tak, etc. Okay. Next, I will be talking about online platforms. There are many free online platforms available. I'll be talking about one that is Utopedia, which is there on YouTube. Now, Utopedia is all-in-one package, I felt from my experience, because they offer dynamic interactive sessions wherein they connect youths, educationalists, successful personnel in the presence of eminent experienced counselors such as Gaurav Sachdeva. The link for career counseling webinar by Gaurav Sachdeva is given herein. If you want, I will forward you the PPT. You can always have a link. It is it is a very nice webinar given by Gaurav Sachdeva. So you can always have a look at it. Now, the session with Gaurav Sachdeva that I watched during while preparing for this presentation, I felt was very impressive, as it offered tips for students of all categories, irrespective of streams, academic ability, practical ability. Apart from that, he also offered tips on much in demand government job, wherein he highlighted the academic qualification and the qualifying test required for obtaining the government jobs. And finally, he also highlighted various problems faced by young aspirants with the motivational tips to overcome it. Lastly, I would like to conclude by saying, with so much of development on technology, I hope that youths use technology to the best, make wise decisions, grab all opportunities that come their way, and choose a right career. Because always remember, choose a job you love and you will never have to work a day in your life. Finally, thank you very much for your patience listening. I would take this opportunity to thank DPS MIS, all the heads, management, for giving me this wonderful opportunity, for giving me, entrusting me this wonderful opportunity to come in front of you and say you thank you in my own style, that is chemistry slide, which I believe is love of my life. Thank you. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, sir. I completely agree with you when you speak about the importance of career counseling. You made it very clear how effectively technology helps us in career counseling and the advantages of it. Giving us examples of career counseling online platforms was really helpful. Thank you very much, sir, for your research-oriented presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the time for the question and answer session. Based on the presentations made by the panelists, I framed few questions and I hope that the panelists will be answering to those for all of us. I humbly request all the panelists to enable their video for the interactive session. When we talk about this traditional way of education system and the modern way of education system, do we compromise the teacher-student interpersonal relationship, which we used to have in the traditional education system? If yes, how can we compensate in the modern system of teaching learning process where we depend more on technology? I think Ms. Mini Devdas Goban can take up this question. Ma'am, please.
Sure, sir. It is indeed an interesting question. I'll try to answer it in my own way.
Thank you.
It is true that in modern education system, we depend more on technology. When we do this, we do it with the best of the intentions that we do it just to enhance the teaching learning interactions. Be it in the traditional system of education or in the present scenario of education or in future, an enthusiastic teacher who's efficient, understanding, and a subject expert can play the role of a human teacher, look into the learner's progress, have a very good personal insight of the learner's progress, and they can serve as role models, local experts, thus inspiring the students and motivating the students. Such teachers will be there in every era, and such teachers will be respected, they will be liked, they will be appreciated, they will be reached out, and they will be remembered by the students, be it traditional system, present system, or future. Therefore, I feel that we need not compromise on teacher-student relationship when we use information technology in classroom. I hope I have answered.
Yes, ma'am, definitely. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Absolutely clear. Thank you very much, ma'am. And Vijayanand, sir, you made a very substantial presentation. As you said, technology-mediated pedagogies help the children to acquire skills for a successful life in this competitive world. Sir, in your opinion, which are the few activities that the parents can provide children at home to make them engaged with technology-mediated tasks so that their skill acquisition level will be increased?
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir, you are.
Okay. See, I don't want to discuss the same conventional, traditional ways of activities that we always discuss there in the classrooms. because we nowadays we are dealing with the children, their own virtual platforms, and we know the activities what all can be conducted there inside the classrooms, right? Other than physical classrooms. And I don't wish to discuss the same thing. And Mini Devadas, one of the panelists, already discussed about already discussed the topic Google Map virtual trip, and can be named as our world. That is one of the greatest activities that we can conduct at homes. Let them go, let them explore the world with the help of Google Map. And there is a term for that, Google Kids, I think so. Okay. And there are many other activities like tangible digital albums. This will be providing them a chance for getting more photos, pictures, images, and they can create a tangible digital album based upon the pictures that they get from different sources. They could create it. That is another activity. And one of the most interesting activity that I got from the topic is like memory jar. You might have seen it. Can I share that? Can I share the video, sir? It's a photo. Can I share it?
Go ahead, sir, please.
Okay, just a minute. Sir, is it visible? Is it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, it is.
Yeah, this is what known as memory jar, in which glycerin will be used, and they can take pictures from internet with the use of internet, and pictures can be cut in the forms like as you see there in the picture. It can be kept inside, and like we keep for biology formalin, right? We know that, right? Like that, we can keep it in glycerin bottle, and the glycerin should be filled inside. And if it is kept for a long period, it will be there safely for a long period, and even the next generation can use it. And the name of this activity is memory jar. And there are other activities like grammar aquarium, and I think most of us are very much familiar about these kind of activities. Grammar aquarium, online exercises, and one of the most important activities that we have to talk in this period is augmented reality. I think most of you came to know about what is that augmented reality, because nowadays we use in our present classrooms, right? As we are dealing with unprecedented situation. And this augmented reality, there are many applications like Holo, HOLO, Framey, FRAMY. These applications can help the teachers, students, they can create anything that they want. And these are all the activities. These are not all the activities. These are the activities that I picked up from the internet to make the activities more energetic or more comfortable to the parents as well as children. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for your information, sir. And when it comes to the curriculum planning, yes, we came to know how important the role of technology is in the area of curriculum planning. And how does technology help us to design a curriculum that meets the needs of this new generation children? I think I would like to direct this question to Nadia, ma'am. Ma'am, please.
Thank you, sir. Okay, so how technology help us to design a curriculum? I can say that it makes lesson plan very flexible when we include different videos, different PPTs, and so on. I can say that I personally use these videos to uh, movement of tectonic plates to the students, and it can engage students very well. And not only during the class hours, we can use these technologies after the class as we all are using. It becomes our assessment becomes very easy. We can give them as a homework. We can give some videos for revision, and the next class we can discuss we can revise our chapter easily. So I can say that now using technology is not a choice. It has become necessity for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. And as we have seen today, there are many online platforms for students' help in case of career counseling. What are the precautions that the students should take before they choose an online career counseling platform, not to fall into any kind of traps or deception? And Siddharth, sir, can you please help me with this question, sir?
Very interesting question, sir. And This question has personal bonding with me because as I was preparing for this presentation, I faced a lot of difficulties and I've taken a good amount of precautions to make sure I don't fall into the pit. First and foremost, I would say technology-based career counseling has a lot of merits, but it has few demerits. Like everything, it has pros and cons. First, one con is that there is minimum face-to-face interaction with counselor. Therefore, students should be self-disciplined. They should be self-motivated to choose correct path, or technology-based career counseling will fail. That is one of the most important precautions. They should be self-disciplined. They should be self-motivated. Only then they will choose correct path. Now, second problem with career-based counseling is that there are a lot of informations on career online. Now, most of them are not reliable. So you should be very careful. You should take a lot of precautions on what to pick up and what not to pick up. Therefore, it is mandatory to take precautionary steps and check the authenticity of informations that is available online. You can check authenticity by looking into reputed institutes and various alumni of the same. Or you can also, talk to any person whom you know who is experienced in that particular field. I think I've answered your question, sir.
Absolutely, sir. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much.
Technology has a very positive impact on the field of education. The current situation in the entire world demands the use of technology at its maximum. The right way of using it will definitely take us to the next level to ensure quality education to our students. Thank you all the panelists once again for your remarkable presentations. With that said, I would like to invite Dr. Deepika to proceed. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. At the heart of effective technology integration, technology offers opportunities to be more actively involved in the learning experience. This journey has been an extremely informative one, with everyone having some kind of takeaway as a return gift to groom and be a better version of ourselves. To applaud and appreciate the efforts of our panel members, we have e-certificates for you, which will be sent to your inbox soon. Let's have a look at the certificates. To make this journey of knowledge sharing a memorable one and to mark it as just the glorious beginning, we would like to present before you the booklet on Impact of Technology in Enhancing Teaching Learning Skills, the compilation of ideas of our panel members. Please have a look. Professional development is a major time saver. The better you become, the less time it takes you to achieve your goals. Esteemed dignitaries and dear teachers, it is truly a pleasure and privilege for me to extend the vote of thanks for today's webinar on Professional Development Program in collaboration with the Hubs of Learning formulated by CBSE. I take this opportunity to express my sincere gratitude towards the management of DPS, Modern Indian School, for providing this platform for knowledge sharing. Special thanks is extended to Ms. Asna Nafis, our vibrant and visionary principal who took the initiative to host this event. My sincere thanks to our vice principals, Ms. Soma Bhattacharjee and Ms. Mary Cruz, and headmistress, Ms. Sini Menon, for gracing this occasion. I thank all the coordinators for their participation. My gratitude to the teachers from Noble International School and DPS-Modern Indian School for their presence. Let me extend my thanks to the professional development team for the hard work and guidance extended in organizing this event. I also wish to thank Mr. Dipin Joseph, the moderator of the event, and my enthusiastic colleagues who were directly or indirectly involved in this event for their wholehearted efforts, making this webinar a grand success. And last but not the least, let me extend my gratitude to the IT department for their cooperation and support. Dear educators, on behalf of DPS Modern Indian School Fraternity, I thank you all once again for gracing us with your presence. Have a great day ahead.
Deepika, thank you so much for that word of gratitude. I take this opportunity to congratulate the initiative. Well done. And I can see that the leadership team has been throughout with you all. Soma ma'am, Mary ma'am, Sini ma'am. And yes, it's a wonderful way of learning by collaborating with each other. Today's world has called in for a lot of collaboration because single-handedly what we can achieve, probably when we come together, we achieve much more. And thanks to Noble School principal and teachers for their wholehearted participation. CBSE has come up with this hubs of learning idea, and as a school, if we have been given this responsibility, it is for a reason that we are maintaining quality and sustaining quality. Our recent results are once again a proof of our consistency in the results. So showing that quality is not an overnight job. It is something that requires consistency throughout. And each one of us, right from the kindergarten to grade 12, have consistently worked towards our vision and mission of delivering quality education to our children, which is just not academic oriented, but also very much concerned with the overall development of our children. So thank you so much, everyone, for the good work done.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ashraf ma'am and the entire team, and I think all the participants, panelists, teachers who are attending, listening. It's a huge success because there's so many numbers. So well done. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you. If anybody else has to share anything, please let us know. Otherwise, I think we can close the meeting. The entire panelists, you have done real hard work, and the computer department. I know ours together, you have been working on all those things to put them together. So good job done. All involved. Ashraf ma'am and the entire team for professional development. Well done. Thank you. So I'll leave the platform, and Mr. Vijayanand, you can convey my best wishes to your principal.
Definitely, ma'am.
Mr. Shibu?
Yeah.
Sure.
Sure. Thank you.
The moderator and the panelists, well done. Once again. Thank you.
We request all the teachers to switch on their video, please. Please put your camera on for a while.
The IT and computer department should see that this video recording is quickly uploaded on YouTube and Facebook, and it is also sent to the other school so that their teachers also benefit from it.
Yes, ma'am. Wonderfully conducted. Very well done, teachers.
Thank you, ma'am. We'll have the credits. Yes. Thank you.